Yeah, like you hang around a lot of the blats, right? So you know what we do.
His wife knows.
Yeah.
Oh! Well played.
Yeah. You're cool with me. You're cool with me. Jesus Christ. Just one last piece. You know, sometimes we aren't really, seeing ourselves in as much as you said she brought the conversation to you. You said that you didn't feel comfortable initially with the Jason Love being involved in.
Well, I agreed to the Jason Love thing. It was just once it actually took place, I had a tiny amount of buyer's remorse that I quickly replaced with realizing like, oh, this is not a big deal. Nothing changed in our relationship after she shot with another guy. So that was pretty abated quickly.
Right. So it's like called the inversion of morals, which is to say that truth be told, in your heart of hearts, you're not comfortable with it. You want to retain your spouse.
I've had moments of
one second. I didn't interrupt you.
With it,
I didn't interrupt you at all because I do want to hear you out.
You're kind of pushing like a fake narrative by saying that I'm uncomfortable with it.
But I never interrupted you.
Very comfortable.
I never interrupted you because I want to hear you out.
I just wanted to save you a little bit of breath by correcting you before.
I'm not trying to get you angry. I sincerely am interested in what you have to say, but I didn't interrupt you one time. So the reason I ask is because, as I said, you started off, you said that you felt uncomfortable when it happened. She brought up the conversation. You're not bisexual. So sometimes when things happen and you want to keep your lady, you make the adjustment, compromising, but in your heart of heart, that's not really what you wanted. So you're being open, and then you had this idea planted, and then you start adopting it, thinking like, okay, well, I'm okay with it. Maybe it's something that I signed off on too. So you assign it mutuality when in actual fact, the inception of that idea came from her and you've adjusted to it.
I wouldn't say the inception.
All right, guys, so we got to react to what I believe is probably the best episode of the whatever podcast that I've seen. Not that I watch it that much, but I think it's hard to beat what happened on this episode of whatever featuring Adam22, who I've made a couple videos about before because him, along with Destiny, I think represent the modern progressive liberal man, or this is who the powers that be want to turn men into, okay? Because they told us that traditional conservative men are too toxically masculine, right? We're too toxically masculine. We believe in gender roles and we're misogynist, and that's wrong, okay? This is a wrong thing, right? So what they're saying is that, no, that's not who you need to be. You need to be like these guys, right? Like an Adam22 or a Destiny who allows their woman to be so liberated that she can go to Pound Town with other men. According to the progressive left, that is what makes you a real man nowadays, right? Not that toxic masculinity stuff, but the non-toxic masculinity. You know, the type of masculinity that would prompt a man to allow his wife to get her cheeks clapped by other men and be totally okay with it. In Destiny's case, he let his woman go to Pound Town with other men as a part of their open relationship, even though he wasn't getting paid for it, he wasn't benefiting from it. And his relationship ended up being a disaster because he got his woman taken by another man or somebody that we believe identifies as a man. Adam22, he's currently going through a situation where he broke the internet by allowing his wife to go to Pound Town with other men on camera for money. And I believe that just like Destiny, his relationship is probably going to end up in a divorce. It's going to end up in a disaster because this does not work, okay? This is not the ideal setup, okay? This is not the ideal situation for men. There's no situation where it can ever work where a man is allowing his woman to sleep around with other men and think that the relationship is going to work. But he believes that it's going to work and that it's worth it. And he gets challenged on his ideas, okay, in his relationship by this black guy right here, who is going to basically press Adam22 on his beliefs in his relationship. And this is going to cause Adam22 to rage quit, right? Because he's hearing too much truth and facts and logic from this guy in regards to his relationship and why this is not going to end well. So I want to react to it. But before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know. I'm pretty sure, considering the line of work that all of these people are in on this side of the table, I think that we can all agree that they should probably invest in some physical protection, if you know what I mean, right? Protection is important. But for us normal people who don't swap DNA with strangers on a very frequent basis, I believe that protection is also important as well, too. And that includes online, which is why the sponsor of this video is Virtual Shield. How often do you see ads pop up on websites and social media about things that you have talked about? Turns out it's as real and it's as creepy as it sounds. Phone manufacturers have confirmed that your phone listens to you and uses that information and data to build customer marketing profiles to show you relevant ads. Our phones basically come with adware pre-installed. This is why tens of thousands are protecting their privacy with Virtual Shield. Virtual Shield is an all-in-one security suite with their flagship military-grade VPN, identity theft protection, and much more. It offers unlimited bandwidth and device support that allows you to have a seamless and secure browsing experience across all your devices, including computers, phones, tablets, you name it. Plus, it has industry-leading kill switch technology that ensures your data stays encrypted even when the VPN connection drops. Most importantly, Virtual Shield has a no-log policy to help guarantee your online activities stay confidential. Now the best time ever to get Virtual Shield, because every new sign-up gets a 60-day risk-free trial, unlimited data across an unlimited number of devices, access to Virtual Shield's 24/7 customer support, and much more. Sign up today for free before this offer ends by going to virtualshield.com/BCP. Once again, that's virtualshield.com/BCP, or click the link in the description below.
I'm sure a lot of guys would love that, where their girls are monogamous to them. They don't sleep with other guys, but they can have multiple
Are you sure
women.
a lot of guys wouldn't want to be like Adam and their woman in them streets?
I mean, she's not really in the streets. She just shoots porn with other guys from time to time. I feel like a lot of people like to extrapolate from our actual monogamous relationship and take the porn element and act as if that's what we're doing on a consistent basis, when in reality, her and I are faithful to each other.
But you're not, right? Because you're allowing your woman to sleep with other men. And you're also sleeping with other women, which means by definition, you're not being faithful to each other, because you're allowing your woman to submit to another man. Anytime a woman spreads her legs for another man, she's submitting to him. Regardless of whether or not she's getting paid to do it, it is an act of submission. This is why it doesn't work in the long term, because it's not natural for a man to allow his woman to submit to other men. That's just the reality of men and women, okay? But again, just like Destiny, Adam doesn't really understand this. He doesn't adhere to this stuff because he's progressive, right? He's a progressive man. He believes that all that is, red pill, mumbo jumbo nonsense, right? It's made up. Doesn't mean anything. And I just don't think it's going to work out for him, man. I really don't.
Number one, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I am just teasing you. So
That's not a possibility.
I just want to throw that out there. But I think it's strange if you put terminology on something and you're using what's called euphemistic circumlocution. You're trying
Smaller
to make
words.
No.
I don't know how effective that's going to be.
I got you. What's a euphemism? What's a euphemism?
Smaller words.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Okay, goddamn.
No,
okay,
I
all
mean,
right.
smaller words.
I got you.
Talking to women. We need
Right.
Euphemism is a nice way of saying something.
Right.
Smaller words.
And circumlocution.
Wait, what
Anyways,
did you say?
look.
I said that there's a lot of women on this panel, so
I
we need
got you.
smaller
Yeah,
words.
let me
We're
break this
simple-minded
down.
creatures.
Oh, we got a pearl on our hands over here.
So here's the thing. You know damn well you're not monogamous.
We are on off camera.
Right. So it's like going into the metaverse is not necessary. There's no life on camera and life off camera. It's either you're monogamous or you're not monogamous.
If you got a movie role and you kissed a girl in the movie role, would you still be monogamous in your relationship? I mean, I realize that the sex thing is more of a real physical act, right?
Did you
Honestly,
compare
I
a
would say
movie
no.
kiss? You compared a movie kiss to your girl getting smacked
Well,
down?
it literally
by
is.
It's still
They're
an
making a
intimate
piece of
act.
content. They're making a film.
I actually agree with him. I would say that's not being monogamous.
I feel like you're you're intentionally misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No. Yeah, but see here, there's levels to it, right? And that's what Adam22 doesn't understand. There's levels to it. There's a difference between kissing in the real deal Holyfield, okay? The real deal Holyfield is much more intimate than kissing. Now, kissing can be intimate, okay? But again, you got to understand there's levels to it, okay? And in Hollywood, even when they are simulating the, real deal Holyfield, there's no penetration, right? They're not actually really doing it. It's just a simulation. Again, the reason why is because that's a whole different level of intimacy than just kissing, right? So regardless of whether or not it's being done on or off camera, you're allowing your wife to submit to other men in the most intimate way possible. Also, by the way, your wife is not a Hollywood actress, okay? She is an adult actress, right? Those are two different things. She doesn't get paid to act. She gets paid to get them cheeks clapped, right? That's what she gets paid to do, okay? Those are two different things. Hollywood actors don't get paid to have sex. They don't get paid to have sex. They get paid to act. Your wife, on the other hand, she's literally getting paid to perform, right? To do the real deal Holyfield, to be intimate, okay, on camera. That's what she's getting paid to do. There's a huge difference there that clearly this guy doesn't really comprehend. He doesn't comprehend it. He thinks that just because it's on camera, that changes the dynamic, that all of a sudden it makes it not real. When no, it's real. I guarantee you, there are emotions that are happening, that are being exchanged, okay, on camera with your wife and other men. It has to. That's just how it goes when you have that level of intimacy between men and women, okay?
Not at all.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that there is a difference between doing things off camera.
Let me ask you a
camera,
question. Right? If you think I'm intentionally misunderstanding, you think if we took a poll right now and we said, would you consider Adam's relationship monogamous? Would people vote yes, it's monogamous, or no, it's not monogamous?
Obviously, it comes with a very big caveat that says,
why must there be a caveat?
On camera, the rules are slightly
different. That's the whole point. There's no caveat. You're creating a false frame.
There is a caveat. Frame. I just named the caveat.
You're creating
I think everybody here actually understands it, right?
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
You see all the girls nodding their head?
No, that's because you have 3 conservative individuals here, and then you have everyone else here is in.
She just said she understands.
Dude,
what I'm
I would
saying,
say
right?
she's
Yeah, but why did they put her between? This is confusing, right?
Oh yeah, we both know we're not going to agree on that, but I think it's very disingenuous to call it monogamy when it's not monogamy.
And the only monogamy off camera.
That's like me saying that, inside of this room,
you don't really need to say it's like anything. It just is a statement of fact, right?
No, it's not, because you're creating a false condition, as though life is different when you turn on a camera and turn off a camera.
I think when I say monogamy on or off camera, I think everyone understands.
This is really important. No, I like where we're at right now. What we're experiencing is that what you're doing is wrong, so you have this duality in your mind and in your psyche to make you feel like because you turned on the camera and because you're getting paid, now it's okay. When in actual fact, I'll tell you how we know it's wrong. Would you feel comfortable if your father was watching your OnlyFans and subscribing to it?
Probably not, no.
You would not feel comfortable, and I'll tell you why. That's because in your heart of hearts, in your soul, if you still got one, you know it's wrong. And I'll give you an example. That's your work. In my work, if my mother consumed my work, I'd be thankful and pleased that she took an interest in my work and supported my work. If she bought my products, I'd be thankful. If your mother or father bought your products, you'd be disgusted and ashamed because you know what you're doing is wrong and the product of what you're doing is bad.
First of all, I don't do.
Wow. Right. Wow. It's hard to disagree with what this guy just said. And by the way, this guy's name is Saint the Sinner, right? So I think he's like a YouTuber or something like that. So yeah, it's hard to disagree with what the guy is saying here. I mean, he's right. He knows that, Adam has created this dichotomy in his head to justify something that he knows is not right. Okay. He knows it's not right because he doesn't allow his wife to sleep with other men off camera. Okay. Because he knows the connection and the intimacy that happens when you have sex. He knows that. But again, he's made it okay on camera as a way to justify something that he knows is wrong, right? He's created this situation where he says, well, it's okay because it's on camera because we get paid for it. It's just a job. But just because it's just a job does not take away from the fact that the act in and of itself is happening, and you're letting your wife submit to other men in the most intimate way possible for money, right? I mean, again, whether it's on camera, whether you get paid for it, That doesn't change the fact that you're letting your wife get her cheeks clapped by other men, and that there are emotions and connections that are exchanged and made from these acts that she's doing with other men. And that's the reason why you don't let her do it off camera, as far as he knows, by the way. We really don't know. There's a reason why he's not okay with it off camera, because he knows that that level of intimacy happens, and the consequences of allowing your wife to develop that type of intimacy with another man. But again, he's trying to justify it in his head because it's on camera and he's getting paid for it.
OnlyFans, so like don't throw me in that. Okay. But I feel like it's like would I want my dad to watch me having sex with someone else, recorded or not? Like, you do things like you don't want your parents to see everything that you're doing.
Did you understand my point?
To him, like, it's a bad thing. Like, how do you know that they're ashamed of it?
Real quick, did you understand my point?
What?
Did you comprehend my point?
I understand your point, okay, but I mean, I do agree with him. I think off camera, they are monogamous. Like, it's acting. It's like kissing someone in a movie. Like,
okay, let me ask you a question.
I don't do on OnlyFans.
Let me ask you a question.
But I still agree. I do think they are in a monogamous relationship.
You don't do on OnlyFans.
I don't.
What do you do?
I do like sexy photos. Yeah.
Just sexy photos, nude photos.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, here we got a jokester. You got to
subscribe. I mean, I don't know. You got to see for yourself. Yeah.
I would never.
Yeah. So you seen that, you heard that. Okay. Clearly you have some people that may not necessarily be in touch with the reality of the profession that they're in and what it's actually called. But anyways, we're gonna fast forward to part of the interview right before Adam22 rage quits and leaves, because this guy is basically being too logical. Okay, he's gonna rage quit and leave, but we got to play this part leading up to it because it's brutal, right? It's so brutal.
What skills do you have that would help you earn a 6-figure plus income at age 28?
You're right, nothing. There's no skills that I have at all.
You're trying to escape.
There's nothing.
But I'm saying
there's no skills. No,
right.
You're right.
Because you're a cocktail server in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Right?
And there's nothing else that I have to offer.
And she's trying to play it off right now, and that's a strategy. Very nice.
What's the strategy? Tell us, please.
But the fact is, I live in Las Vegas. I've seen your type many times. Generally, they're younger.
Gotcha.
But the point is this.
Old, I know, man.
No, really. Honestly, they should be firing you.
Someone marries me.
Yeah, no, they should be. I don't know about that, but they should certainly be firing you and get someone of the appropriate age to do such a low-level job.
Oh, yeah.
But the point is this. Why are you opening your mouth wide like that? It's not time. Bring the camera out. She's ready.
I think she can be shocked. She can do whatever she wants. She's fine.
But here's the point. Here's the point. You're currently a cocktail server, which consists of, hey, I'll have a Jack and Coke. Okay. And then you walk away, tell someone else Jack and Coke. They hand you a Jack and Coke. You come back and bring it back to me and hope that I would give you a good tip. That's your skill set.
And what about it?
It's a hard work.
And what about it?
It's a hard work.
And what about it?
Yeah, there is no skill set is the point, which is to say, if I took your brain and placed your brain into a man's body, you would be in poverty.
Wow. Boy, that was brutal. That's probably one of the most brutal things I've ever heard a man say to a woman, period. Wow. I mean, this guy went on this podcast and just destroyed everybody, right? I mean, it's at the point now where it's hard to watch, okay?
You caught me.
Because you're brainless. Carrying on.
You're right, yeah. I'm just good for nothing. Yep, you caught me.
No, you are good for something. That's why you have OnlyFans. And that's my point, is that's what you're good for. And I'm not trying to be rude, but it's just that
I think you are trying to be rude.
No, I'm just being honest.
No, I mean, being honest about what? I mean, do you even know who I am as a person? I mean, before like throwing these insults that I'm just this brain dead fucking woman who has nothing to offer?
I think we should avoid ad hominem.
But is it ad hominem when you actually, there were some, but
brainless might be a little.
Do you even know me? Like, you don't even, and you're only calling me brainless because I'm the only one responding to you.
Do you think
what I think has him a little bit upset? Just so you know, every girl sitting on this side of the table earns more money than him.
Yeah.
Stop.
He's an imposter. He's been outed in the past.
And he's mad about it.
He basically LARPs
Honestly,
as a rich guy on the internet.
If I was absolutely poor, it would mean nothing.
All the girls,
it would mean nothing.
I think we all are kind of in agreement that we don't really want to sit here and listen to someone who's basically a scam artist tell us what's wrong with our lives.
This is amazing.
What do you do for work?
I'm
This is amazing.
How do you make
on the
money?
edge of
What do you do
walking
for
out,
work?
Brian. I'm gonna be totally
What do
real.
you do for work?
And I'm not walking out on like a
What do you do for work?
I just don't
No, what
really
do you
want
do
to
for
listen
work?
to a scam artist
You
tell me
can,
what's so
What do you
wrong
do
with
for
our
work?
Google my
lifestyles,
name.
right?
You can Google
I don't
my
fucking
name
know who
right
you
now.
are.
You can Google my name.
If you
right
Google
now.
his
Does anyone
name,
know this guy's name?
you'll
And
be exhilarated.
I hurt your feelings earlier, and
You didn't hurt my
I
feelings
did
at
hurt
all.
your
It's just you're
feelings
trying
earlier.
to
And
do
the
this
whole
whole
chat
moral
is hurting your
superiority
feelings.
thing, and it's not
The
working
whole
because
chat is
you're
hurting
broke.
your feelings. The
You're
whole chat is-
actually broke.
Here's the funny.
You got a milk dud on top of your head.
Here's the funny thing.
I'm just being real with you.
If I was actually broke, it literally would mean nothing to me.
Then what's up? Then prove
Why
it.
did you
If
do
I
an
still
NFT
had a
scam
soul-
on your fans for
Look,
like
if I still
$400?
Silliness.
see.
Checkmate.
Silliness.
This guy's a scammer.
guys,
silliness.
Is that his job as
I
being an actual
think
scammer?
I'm gonna
Adam,
leave, and if any of you girls want to live with me, I'd be happy to take you with me.
Hold on.
He's rage quitting. He's rage quitting.
It's not a rage quit.
stop.
It's just
Guys.
you're not on the level
He's
of
rage
me
quitting.
or
in the
any
line,
of
in
these
the
girls.
line.
here.
I agree.
Rage quitting.
Guys, hold on. Let's just take a little
I
pause
didn't mean to
here.
make him
I
rage
think
quit.
I'm done,
No,
Brian.
Adam.
I don't want to listen to this guy anymore, and
Just-
I feel like I might do something extreme if I were to stick around.
on.
When I first walked in, I
I
said, "Do
might
you
have
want
to
the fade?"
polish that milk dud.
When I first walked,
guys,
when I
guys,
saw you
appreciate you
downstairs,
guys.
I said, "Do you want the fade?" And you said no.
Wow.
Okay.
See what you
When I
fucking
first
did?
walked in, I said, "Do you want
Thanks
the
a
fade?"
lot.
You said no. We could have took care of that before the show started.
Do you guys have like some pre-existing beef or something?
Listen,
Can we switch Adam?
when
What
I
if we
came
kick
in,
this
when
guy
I
out
came in
instead?
downstairs, the first thing I said when I saw him, I said, "Do you need that fade?" And he said, "No, it's just content."
Oh, I didn't know you guys had like.
Yeah, as soon as I walked up, I said, "Do you need that fade?" And he said, "No, it's
Can
just
you grab
content."
this guy?
Oh, but I mean, like, did you guys have like a previous?
Yeah,
Wait,
because I
what's
went
that?
on No Jumper. He waited until I left the state of California, and then he started talking crazy. And I said, if you had an issue with Marquette Devon Burton, you could have said that to me when I was right there in your studio. Like, you don't have to wait until I
did
leave.
you do an episode with him? I don't listen.
I was like, you don't have to wait
I
until
don't-
I leave.
I don't know.
And then he DM'd me on Instagram like, "Hey, bro, we got to like do a show when you come back." It's like,
Wait,
you're phony.
are you leaving?
Yeah. So Adam22 rage quits because he doesn't want to hear this guy continue to be logical about the fact that his relationship is illogical, right? And I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's his life. I think my biggest issue with it is the fact that I think that is the direction that modern society is trying to push men in, right? To the point where they think that true masculinity is being okay with your woman being with other dudes, right? I think that's the path they're trying to lead dudes down. They're trying to convince dudes that the only way for you to get a good woman and to have her stick around and to have a happy relationship, or at least one way to do it. I'm not saying it's the only way, but one way to do it is to allow your woman to sleep with other men, right? To be in an open relationship, okay? Because, those monogamous relationships where they're closed, they've been failing, divorce rates. And it's like, well, I don't believe that the extreme blue pill is the answer either, right? I don't think the answer to the problem with modern relationships is to have open relationships where, men and women can just sleep with whoever they want to sleep with and think that that's going to work. I don't think that that's going to work. I really don't. And what I feel bad about the most is the fact that Adam22 has a daughter who probably will grow up and see this stuff. And right now, he doesn't comprehend the magnitude of what he's done in regards to how that's going to affect his daughter mentally going into the future, okay, psychologically, right? And he claims he doesn't feel any shame, but he definitely feels shame because at one point in the podcast, he said that, he didn't have a problem with it, but he also had a problem with it when it first happened, right? And it's one of those things where there's a lot of contradictions. You can tell that for as much as he tries to play it off as it's not a big deal, it's, just business, we're just trying to make money or whatever, it hurts him, right? It definitely hurts him as a man. And I think one of the reasons why is because he couldn't sit at the table and have the conversation that he signed up to have, right? When you go on a podcast like that, and he definitely went on a podcast to promote, right, whatever he got going on, his reality show, where men get a chance to, clap his woman's cheeks. He should have known that was coming, right? He should have been prepared to defend himself, okay, without having to quit, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. But again, if you notice there at the end, how Adam22 justifies rage quitting by basically saying, well, I'm at a different level than this guy. We all got more money than he has, so therefore I'm better than him, okay? When it's like, well, how would you rather make money? Would you rather make money being a scammer, or would you rather make money being a pimp? I think both of them are pretty bad, right? If that dude is a scammer, that black dude at the table is a scammer, that's bad. But I think it's just as bad, if not worse, to be a pimp. Not only just to be a pimp, but to also pimp out your wife, right? You're not just pimping random girls, you're pimping out your wife. And you think that makes you superior to the other guy across the table who is basically, giving you some logic in regards to why your relationship probably is not going to work, why it's not monogamous, okay, why you're not really in touch with reality of the situation. Again, it doesn't make you a better person because you make more money. I think that all the money that was gained from what this dude is doing, I think in the future he's going to regret it. He will feel deep shame for it, especially when his daughter gets exposed to it, which inevitably will happen. And his daughter has to face the psychological trauma of dealing with the fact that his parents did what they did in order to make money. Okay, especially considering the fact that before all this, he claims that they were multimillionaires. So again, you're just doing it for more money. And it's not like you actually needed the money. It wasn't out of necessity. It was simply out of, I don't know what it was out of. I mean, I don't know what would possess a man to pimp out his wife, but maybe it's a love of money. Maybe it's greed. Okay, maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Maybe his exposure to that type of content, maybe it got too extreme, right? Extreme to the point that he wanted to be a part of the content that he enjoys so much that he married somebody that essentially became a part of the industry that he loves so much. And it's only going to become more extreme. It's only going to get more extreme. Right? His wife is going to end up doing some things on camera that are more extreme than what she's doing now. And he's going to regret it. Okay. He thinks that it's okay now because he's making a lot of money off of it. But in the future, he's going to say it wasn't worth it. It definitely was not worth it. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.